Hello, welcome to Cleverful Podcast. I'm your host, Calvin, and my co-host, Space. Let me introduce to you today, for the first time, my former next-door neighbor and today's guest host, Alex.
Hey guys, I'm Alex. I'm glad to be part of this podcast.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yes. Alex, tell us some things about you.
Well, as said by Calvin, I was Calvin's former neighbor who lived in the same dorm building last year. A specific guy. Well, we're both engineering students. I might just switch to psych, but I'm trying to do. I originally wanted to do mechanics,
Alex,
but
remember when
civil
I told
engineering.
you get off the social medias?
No,
You
I'm
gotta
not
be
on
doing.
social media. I'm not on social media.
Interesting.
Like I was saying, I'll just get rid of Instagram. I I came to college running mechanical engineering, but I not like dissing the field, but I grew more towards structural engineering, which is why I switched to civil engineering. Born and raised LA, go Dodgers.
Fuck Dodgers, we're at Padre Stadium.
You dude, fuck you, fuck you,
Let's
dude.
go, Padres. Let's go. Let's go, Padres. Let's go.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Anyway, whatever, dude. And I like fashion. I'm a bassist, and that's about it, really. No, yeah,
Very
that's
nice. Very
basically it
nice.
for me.
Yeah. Alex, I think may have forgot to tell you this, but I prefer the people not knowing what school we go to.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say
Yeah,
what
yeah,
school.
yeah. I know that. I know about that. But like during the podcast, just
Right.
try.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't want to accidentally dox myself, and because the school that we're at isn't that big, so it's kind of like, oh no. And
don't.
I have a very popular, unique name, or I have a very unpopular, unique name. That's not unique at all.
The last or your first?
First, we don't talk about it, my last name. We don't. I basically don't have a last name here.
I just leaked your full name right now.
I will.
uh,
Yes.
uh, like,
I got a question. You know what?
fucking shoot, let's hear this.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You've been introducing yourself. You've been saying all this shit, and it's all good now. I'm glad I got to know you, but let's get down and dirt. This is how I'm really gonna get to know you. All right? How often? How often you jerking in a week? Okay, and what's the consistency?
Jerking it a week. Oh god.
What kind? Yeah, this will really show me how like what kind of a man you are.
My ancestors. First of all, I gotta say this. My ancestors are me. Right? Just well, there's 7 days in a week, so I guess 7 times a week. There's like I saw like a headline or something where you can jerk off. You're less likely to take cancer. I think
Uh,
I'm doing. I think I'm doing it to a healthy amount. There's like sometimes where I have like a couple of days, or I think
yeah.
I think I do it in a well regulated amount. I think there is doing it too much, or there's doing it
Base.
too little. Not too little, but, like have you ever heard of like those weirdos on the internet? They're like in like semen retention or something. Like they'll say like
Yeah.
Uh,
some really
That's
really weird shit, right? But what about you, Dylan?
oh man, I'm like I've cut back a lot recently. I've been a good boy this summer, and I've been saying that I've kind of been like maybe once every 2 to 3 days. I think it's mostly just because of like how my day goes in general. But I feel like it's been more of a chore recently. You know what I mean? It's like I think
Yeah,
about it. I'm like I might as well. So I think I've been cutting back a lot more. I think I've just been on my hibernation mode right now.
I think it definitely becomes a chore at like a point.
Yeah, bro. But I see, this is how you get to really know someone, Calvin. You see, take some notes, bro. Yeah, I'm deducing what kind of a man this person is right now, just based off his jerk schedule. It's
You
very
see,
obvious. You can shit.
me and
Hey,
Alex shared a wall.
yeah, but hey, okay. The way our dorms were like, you couldn't like reasonably like jerk it off in your room, and like also like because it was like a shared space, I feel like you could smell it from the trash can. So like you go to the gender neutral, the boys' bathroom. Oh my god, was it your guys' room? Oh no, it was the guys who were next to you. Those guys are afraid.
I never met them.
All the time. They would fuck all the time, and I felt so bad because my friend and my other friend had their beds against the wall, and they could hear, all that good noise.
Oh, you mean the gay couple that lived next
No,
to each
no,
other?
no.
Space, can you hear him?
Nah, no, not really.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just go.
He is
Okay,
walking towards me right now, I feel like.
So I'm sorry.
this is gonna be the most scuffed episode. I like this. This is fun for me.
This
Oh no.
is
I can
this
no. I
is
just took
interesting.
my AirPods out. Fuck. My AirPods just do that. Fucking thank you,
That's not
Steve
even
Jobs.
that too. I'm like,
Steve Jobs is dead.
for those of you listening in, I'm not even like at a desk. I'm just driving home. Like I'm stuck in traffic. Like this is why I'm like this is like I feel like this is our most chaotic episode, and I'm fucking loving it. I don't know what this is about me. I'm
I
having a
know.
jolly good old time.
It's fucking
I'm
great.
about to I'm about to like I just parked. I'm about to walk into a convenience store right now. The guy's on speaker. Like we're about to
Space is
this
about to
is
rob
some
a liquor store. That is what he's
this,
telling us.
this
And I
is
will
just the
play the
turn that the
harmonica for
podcast is
him.
taking. I'm not kidding. I'm walking into a convenience store right now, live on the podcast. What the fuck are you doing?
He has a harmonica, I believe. What do you What about you, Dylan? Are you in college? Are you a college man?
Uh, I'm I'm weird. Like, cause I'm not a college man. I'm not enrolled anywhere, but like, I like still do shit. I just self-educate mostly, and like, I
That's
do like third-party programs and like certifications. I like get cert. Like, I'm recently I just graduated getting my IT support certification. So I
Good
just kind
job.
of I'm like collecting certifications instead of like because just to cut it like to put it in a nutshell, I didn't want to go to college because no one was gonna help me really pay for that, and I didn't want to take loans because I thought I was gonna be like too lazy to pay them off and shit. It just intimidated me too much to take loans and shit, especially without having any like financial backing. So I was like, all right, college is not an option for me. I just don't want to do it. So I'm just self-educate myself. So that's what I did, and I go to like colleges and I'll get criterion from places. And some colleges just you just walk in, they don't give a shit if it's an open lecture. You can just sit down, no one gives a shit. So that's what I do.
interesting. I was trying to get a job on campus a while ago in IT, and it was fuck, like not to be a chauvinist, but like a lot of IT I feel boils down to like, oh, have you installed your drivers? Do you know how to unzip a file? Or have you turned it on and off again?
I feel like you're shitting on me right now.
I am shitting on you.
Well,
It's indirectly.
I'll shit on you too, Galvin. I'm right there with you. And IT support is like, it's not really, it's just the next level up from that kind of shit. Like you're going from
Space,
opening zip files and compressed WinRAR shit to troubleshooting. Like it's not that big of a leap.
it's funny. I like joking with people that my boss can't fire me because no one else knows how to use Mac on my whole team. And like 90% of the library uses Mac.
Damn, got him in a bind.
I'm like, ha, I can play my harmonica when I want.
That's fucking. I literally prepared my ears. I literally thought you were about to blast your harmonica.
Speaking of harmonica, what instruments do you guys play? I myself am a bassist.
I play the skin flute and the skin
Dude,
harmonica.
what about you, Dylan?
Dog,
The what?
were you gonna gloss over that? He's just talking about how he just casually gives head. What? I'm gonna.
Dude,
You
that's
can
just
just
been my
come
running
on,
joke
come
for
on.
years.
What do you play, Dylan?
I played a little bit of what is it? Fucking ukulele for a little bit, but that was about all I really did musically. I did choir for 2 years, but I never really played anything. Just a little bit of ukulele, a little bit of piano, I guess, for the solfege. When I did choir, that was about it. I never really learned how to play anything. I just learned to
No, I
scale.
remember you playing the guitar, sir. I remember you playing the guitar. I
I don't
remember in
really
high
count
school.
it because I never really got anywhere with it.
Yeah, but like, yeah. I mean, I
Like I
remember
gave
like,
it a shot, and it just wasn't really for me.
I think an interesting thing about music and music in general is once you like, I've never had any formal music training besides a guitar class, like a semester of guitar I took in eighth grade. Everything I've been doing has just been like me watching YouTube shit and just doing the most fucking like jank shit ever, right? But it gets to a point where you can like, if you practice enough, you can develop like a really, really scuffed sort of like music theory. Like if I have my ear out for the bassist in a song, I can reasonably predict like, oh, this asshole's gonna do this. Like I don't have the name for it. I don't know my chords and my notes, but like I can reasonably predict what some guy's gonna do in a song, and he does it. I'm like, ah, yeah, checkmate, asshole. And it's really funny just explaining this. I tried going to the we have a jazz club on campus or a jazz band, and I was like, hey, for the hell of it, why not like try out, right? And then they hand me sheet music, and I'm like, I can't read. I am musically illiterate, but I play slap bass. Like I'm a not to be overconfident in my abilities, but I think I'm a pretty good bassist. I picked up an amp. I mean. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing these days is practicing.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
Fucking love bass. Love to learn the drums though. Drums is interesting. I think an interesting part of drums is like rhythms and counter rhythms because you have like try doing this yourself, right? Try snapping your finger in one hand, right? And in your other hand, try snapping at a faster, tempo than the other, and it'll fucking trip you up. But drummers just do this easily. I think that's incredibly
Oh yeah,
interesting.
yeah, that's insane.
That drummers can just do that, right? Another
Yeah.
rant I love to go on is I love like I said civil engineering. I love um I really love design, and I really like. I did my physics. I did a project in physics about this. Was earthquake engineering. There's so much fascinating things that are very like specific to whatever region you're in, right? Like like California homes don't typically have basements, but you wouldn't typically see like a plywood sort of sheet house in like fucking like say New York, right? A lot of things like
Uh-huh.
that. I really am a great fan of how architecture's evolved. So like in the American Southwest, for example, like adobe houses, because that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
If you've ever been to like one of the missions, like one of the tourist trap missions from like when Spain was in the California, you'll step in and it's like noticeably cooler, and it's crazy how much like they were just using pretty much mud, right? They're using mud, and it has like such great like insulation properties. I really just fucking checks it off for me. Another thing I really like doing is a graphic design whenever I'm like in
Mm.
the mood for it. But it's really
Yeah,
stuff.
you like fuck around with Photoshop a lot, then you're familiar with all that and like
Oh
you
no,
practice
it's
it.
funny. It's funny. I do a lot of graphic design off of my phone. I don't know shit
Oh,
about
hell yeah.
Photoshop. It's like it's so bad. It's so
Hell yeah.
scuffed.
Nah,
I
nah, it's
mean,
not, dude, for real though. I don't really think it is even really that scuffed because if you're able to do that shit on your phone, dude, good on you. Like I can't. If you can do that shit and travel with it, that's insane. Like there's more than one way to just do graphic design. Photoshop is the most traditional, but it's like you don't really need to. You know, there's more.
I really like
I commend you for it.
I had a
yeah, I
whole
love
harmonica solo while Alex was talking. It was
oh,
What
beautiful.
the?
It was just fucking
I'm not
glorious.
kidding though.
Just people
I'm
like
listening. I'm not
vibing and
kidding. I'm I'm legitimately I'm getting out of my car. I'm walking into a convenience store while you guys talk. You guys are gonna be on full volume. I'm just gonna do my thing. You guys keep talking.
so
the
you're telling me I should
crazy
play the harmonica right now and be like do 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 wow 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 do 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 do
what's
do do.
what's really interesting is just to analyze how materials have impacted how a society and culture develops, right? Like in Europe, the typical grain that's used to make breads and stuff was wheat, right? Asia, it was rice grain. You have to look at building materials, right? Like building materials is really interesting when you like look at like medieval era like formations of society, building materials, right? Really interesting stuff to see what axes they had and what they could do with it. Like the ziggurat in Africa, the pyramids of Giza, ancient Roman structures, ancient Greek structures. It really is interesting to see what they did with the materials at the time and how they figured out like what to do, how they figured out to best utilize those materials over like the course of like, millennia, over centuries, right? Really like, oh my God. Buildings are just very buildings are very interesting. There's so much work to put like that's put in to like make sure like a building doesn't just collapse in on you. So much like analysis of like physics, right? Like it's just so interesting. Concrete is a miracle. Reinforced concrete is a miracle. Like it's like the chains of supply that have to exist for things to be built, right? You have you know the materials that have to be made like dug up out of quarries. Like modern society is a miracle, right? I think it's you walk around and like you just get so used to it, but like really just sit on a bench and just look around and see how much like just look at infrastructure really. Like our like oh my God, like modern plumbing
right now. And
mo-
like convenience store infrastructure is like freaking me the fuck out. Like you talking about this and looking around, it's like I am literally like you're right. This shit is insane what we've built.
right.
Dylan, are
Like
you stoned again?
I think an
Dylan, are you
interesting
stoned right now?
I think an interesting point. My brother brought this up. He was talking about you ever like in the earlier Fallout games, like Fallout 1 and 2. There was the formation of tribal societies after the nukes went off, right? And he used to think as a kid, like, oh, this is entirely unrealistic. Like, there's no way tribes would just like pop out if like like the government would just reconfigure. But no, like I think that's not too out of question. If like all supply lines and all production lines just sort of just died, right? Like factories just blown up, right? I don't think it's too out of the realm of possibility for humanity to could go back to tribalistic society. I don't think they're entirely too unrealistic with the exploration, because Jesus, like your
That
car, for
reminds me of
example, like take look at anything for example, even very simple things like your notebook. Look at your notebook. Notebook has paper that has to be cut from trees. It has to be processed. It has all this other stuff. The metal rings in a notebook that has to be that metal has to be dug up from the ground. It has to be processed. It has to be, melted, all this sort of stuff. And then it has to go maybe in the separate facility or same facility. It has to be put in these rings. And depending on what, like, it can have a coating on them, right? And these things have to all have their own separate supply lines that go to a separate place that processes them into notebooks. And then these notebooks have to be shipped to stores. These have to be like assembled in like a nice looking little nice little presentation, and you buy it. There's so much work that goes into making modern society run, and I think the developers of Fallout did a really good job of how like it is. Like I said earlier, it would not be out of the realm of possibility if for tribalistic societies to form again. They did a wonderful job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's really
You fucking you were spitting, dude. You were spitting nothing but facts. At least with the Fallout shit, like and just like the under like not even really because there's a lot of physical you could see when it comes to like the structure and modern infrastructure and all that, but I'm also talking about like just underlying things of just like the way that you have to like market and socialize with people too, within like the social standards within where you're in too, and the way people interact, like the underlying things that you can't really see. That shit's
Right.
interesting too, and like it's weird how as your infrastructure gets physically more modern, so does the interactions between people
Right.
too. It's very fucking advanced.
It really is my favorite thing to do. Sometimes just to sit down like in a bench, like in like a sort of crowded area, and just like sort of just look at everything. Because seriously, you should like.
I think it's really like I'm begging like whoever's listening, like try it out sometime. You'll just sort of like be like, holy shit! Like the PVC pipes, for example, like how the fuck did they like get there's so much international like shipping lanes, right? There's so much work that has to be done across the country to get that shipped. Like it's fucking nuts. Modern society is it's a spider web of things that need to be, we don't give as much credit to logistics as we should. Speaking on that, like trains, for example, train networks. And you can see what happens if like there's a hiccup in the supply line, like the Evergreen thing, or that ship got stuck in the Suez Canal. There was a rail strike. I don't know if that ever affected logistics, but when there are hiccups in like logistical lines, it's noticeable.
Well, I mean, I can't really comment on that. I have no, that's going into realms where I can't even really like fathom. Like, holy shit, that's like some shit where I need to be high as fuck to talk about that kind of shit and really start thinking of outwardly like that. Because like, I'm like, holy shit, Calvin, help me out here, bro. I can't even.
Well, you see, I was trying to make my comment about the tribes and stuff, like when Soviet Russia stopped being Soviet Russia, and the government was no longer how it was, the fall of the Berlin Walls, and how like the mafia, like there was different mafias, and they would literally ran Russia. That's what happened. Yeah, that was where I was at. I was waiting and then waiting and then waiting and then waiting, zoned out. Started playing the harmonica. Fucking had an epic harmonica solo. And then I was watching the people who were like walking past the study room that I'm in right now. Please forgive me if you hear any echoes. Anyone who's listening, or the guest and Dylan. So yeah.
It's just very, yeah, oh my, yeah, industrialization is a very interesting thing, and how like societies eventually like get to it, or how like it can be hampered, so on and so forth. That's like a whole fucking rant, you know, and it just if you just zone out, like a TV is a like your phone is a miracle of engineering. You're like the TV, like fuck, even like a digital watch, like the processes and like the metallurgical processes that had to be done to like, create watch links is a miracle. Not even like counting like the how your watch is able to tell time and how you can adjust the time. Like you can see this in like a early jewelry, or armor, like chain armor, right? Or chain jewelry, stuff like that. The processes that had to like industrialization is really just really like set things forward, right? You like in pre-industrial society, you still have like a division of labor. I was in a club, and we were talking about Adam Smith, right? You had like they figured out like after you know not I think it sort of eventually pops out, but it's far like let's say you're making a chain, right? Or let's say you're making
Yeah.
like a needle. Let's say you're making a needle that you use to like you're pinning something, like you're pinning like close to a wall. It's far easier to have parts of that process be broken up and given to a single person, rather than just like a whole person just making like from start to finish, just doing the whole process. You saw that
Yeah.
like in earlier artisanal things, like artisanal works, saddle making, blah 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 blah. But it's far easier. So like these sort of like guilds sort of assemble, and with the Industrial Revolution, these guilds sort of like lose the rights to. They sort of they don't own their tools anymore. They have to move in these cities, right? And then their labor becomes their main thing that they sell off. But that's a whole other fucking rant. But like seriously, like look at your watch. Like if you have a watch on you right now, look like think like probably pressed, right? These were probably blank pieces of metal. They get machined out probably. I'd say they get machined out or pressed out from this larger sheet of metal. They get formed with a separate press, and then these links are pressed together. Like the engineering that had to go into one of those machines, right? It it's just it's crazy. It's crazy to see how like the background processes that have to run to get us to where we are now, right?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. And not even to mention the fact that these things weren't even like preconceived things that we had. Like these are just root like this is the root. This is the bar that we are setting. Like they had no idea that we were even capable of these creations, and yet they are making them and thinking of ways to those mechanisms work. That is insane. Like how your example for the watch is intricate as fuck. I've seen like repair painted videos, and I'm high as fuck scrolling through TikTok. People like recording like themselves going through someone's like watches and restoration of a watch and some shit. That shit is so delicate and takes so much time because of just how like delicate the technology of a watch is and how it works. Like you got to be you got to know exactly what you're doing to be holding something like that. Even though people wear it every day, it's like shit, dude. That is like literally a miracle on your wrist.
Right.
Literal ice on your wrist.
I think manufacture is a really interesting thing. I took an intro to mechanical engineering course my first semester of college, and we had we went over different types of manufacturing. You have additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing, like a 3D printer, for example, you're adding material right from the bottom up or like a resin printer. You're adding material to get your final product. That would be additive manufacturing. I forget what the name is called, but my professor, he did work on it. He holds a degree in material science. But you can use a metal powder, right? You have a metal powder in this tray, right? And you can take a laser, and this laser will shoot a will be very. It's a very hot laser. It'll shoot at this powder in a specific pattern, and it'll move. I mean, it'll move the powder aside. You do this enough times, you start layering. You can start printing stuff out. Porsche, I think, did this to print out an engine block, or they're doing it stuff for like their F1 cars. That's like they're like for car parts, right? Carbon fiber. That's an interesting thing. But like manufacturing, just going back to manufacturing, you have like things like being stamped out, like you ever like drive by like a shitty like little like sheet metal barn that's been stamped out, right? You have machining, you have car blocks, right? You have machining. The way that the way that the cylinder, the big hole in the engine block, that is machined out, meaning like there's this generally like this rough surface that needed to be carved out to a point where it could be fine enough for to like make a car run. You have a casting. You take take a mold of something, or you take a mold of something, or you try to like get a general idea of what you want. And then you pour metal in the sand, and boom, right?
Yeah.
But like manufacturing processes are really fucking like there's so much manufacturing process that are for what you want to do, you do different manufacturing processes. For like what you're looking for, like material strengths, like engine blocks were typically cast, right? Like look at a car, for example. The engine will be cast and then machined. The body panels will typically be pressed and painted. A lot of the interior trim pieces will be molded from plastic, and molding. Molding is really interesting. Modern plastics. I saw a really interesting video on it. If anyone's listening, there's a video I saw on it. It's, I think it's by this guy who's a civil engineer, but he has he explains the process of how plastics came to be. But interesting touch. But like you have this mold, right? You have these two giant. They're called die. These giant chunks of metal that come together, and they you put the melted plastic in between, and you pull it apart. Like that's why you have seam lines, right? You ever like have you're ever a kid and you ever got those shitty like Lego bricks from like the Dollar Tree, and like they had like those ugly lines on them. Or you ever buy like a Dollar Tree? Yeah, those are the
rip off ones.
yeah, those are the lines from them. Those are that is like the plastic leaking out of the mold. Right, that's the plastic
like
leaking out of the
Jago.
mold. Yeah, it's the plastic leaking out of the mold during manufacturing. Yeah. But like that'll be like interior trim pieces, and that's not even going like into textiles, like how cushions are assembled into the car, right? But yeah, it's a whole adventure. It's a whole adventure into how things are, how like you're able to comfortably like live in a house is a miracle. But I don't want to like I
Yeah.
don't want to like I don't want to like fucking just make this where I'm just talking for an hour, but
No, but no, you're on something when you're talking about that though, because and even with because you're talking a lot more of like the physical aspects and like just like the manufacturing process itself too. But on the other hand, I feel like just to give in more support with the and adding in on the whole manufacturing process is just the amount of specialists that you're gonna need on these projects too. Like you're talking about like how the textiles for the cushions in the car, but also it's like it's insane how not only do you have all these different manufacturing places making these parts to put together just one car, you need all these different fucking specialists that know what they're fucking doing to put the car even together or even to create the cars that you need or to create the parts that you need for these cars. You know what I mean? It's like insane how every little part needs to be crafted, but also needs to have some specialist on board with it to process that shit in general too. It's just so in depth. Like it's just so the details are endless, man. You can keep going down and down into the shit. Like it's just I don't know. That's just me throwing in my extra 2 cents just to talk about it though. I guess.
right, yeah. The modern society is basically boiled down as a miracle. I it's really interesting stuff. Yeah, but yeah, anyone have any points they want to bring up or?
Where the fuck, Calvin? Your ass.
What?
What are you doing? You still fucking around with your harmonica?
No.
What are you doing?
I was
Jerking off
typing
in
a
the
chat.
corner?
No, that would be awkward because I'm in front of a big ass window that everyone can see.
Some people are into it. They're called exhibitionists.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you get head while in the woods?
Is that
What?
okay? Okay, here's a point I want to
Alex,
bring
you
up.
are a virgin. You cannot speak right
No, no,
now.
no, 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 no. This is the point I want to bring up. We've always heard that classic conundrum of like, if a tree falls in the woods, does anyone hear it? If you get head in the woods, does anyone see it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Was it like it was okay? Like how woodsy are we talking? Like you pulled off like the interstate and like people can drive by, or like did you like hike into Yosemite like from like miles from civilization? Like what are we talking about?
This is place called this is place called Devil's Basement. It's like a little landmark in the city. Imagine like the end of like a cul-de-sac in some like neighborhood, right? It's a cul-de-sac in this neighborhood, and between like the fences or some shit, there's like a little pathway and it kind of goes off into like a little trail behind like the backyards of houses. And if you stray off that trail a little bit, you kind of go into woods. And then that area, if you keep going deep into the woods, there's like an abandoned little like house that burned down, and you can only see the basement of the house because it burned down. And
You
so
know the
since
story
it's
of
just the
that house,
basement,
right?
there's just what? No,
Oh no.
I just know that story. I just know that that house burned down, and that because the house burned down, the only thing you can see is the foundation, like the concrete around it, the steps that go to the front door, and the steps that go down into the basement. Because and then the basement, obviously,
You
and that's
reminded you reminded me. Oh my god, I was thinking of like firemen, and fireproofing, but you reminded me. I don't know if you ever had this as a kid, but at my elementary school, we had the DEA show up as like a guest thing. Oh my god, I'm just remembering this and how kind of fucked up it was just a little bit. But they would have the gate set up. They would put us out, have us facing the gate like a bunch of us kids, and then the DEA would like fucking crash the gate. Like they would drive through it and like it'd slam open, or they'd have a guy like slam the gate open. The cars would pull, like all the cars would pull in and shit with their lights and sirens going on. It was really cool. And then like we left for a little bit, and they come up where they're setting up the tables, and yeah, they just had like a bunch of things that like drugs are bad, and like they had like this cabinet. They had like this little clear glass cabinet of like drug examples. That's what I remember. And they had like different branches of the DEA. But like looking back on it, fuck man, they were recruiting a bunch of third graders. Well, yeah, but
Let me tell you a story. I know the house you're talking about, Space. It's an actual
Right,
horror
tell a story.
fest. This is real events, by the way. So I'm not gonna call it by the name that it is, because if you search it up, you'll figure out where it's at. And I don't necessarily want to expose where like the general idea and where we're at, but let's call it.
Shit Creek Mountain.
What was that?
Call it Shit Creek Mountain, boss.
No, no, no. It needs to be a respectful name.
I don't know, Willows Creek.
Willows Creek. Let's call it Willows Creek. So the Willows Creek household. Uh, it's a prominent family in the area that where we're from, and the mom and dad hired this babysitter, and this babysitter was into like cultish shit, and she literally tortured the kids, and like she killed the kids, and then set the house on fire. That's why the house is on fire. This is actual like real events that's happened. I can send you guys the link. But like I remember my dad telling me this. I mean, he went more into details. I don't remember the horrors of it, but like I don't want to
Dude,
go
I
too
thought
much in details, but like it is actual horrifying. Like
Oh
what the
yeah,
baby
this is a great thing. What are your local cryptids or haunted stories in my area?
So
Go on.
so there's an amusement park that is built on Native American ground that's by us. Yeah. And then
That's
there's the
funny.
Satan house that literally burnt down because of the babysitter. Yeah. That's all I know about space. You know anything?
No, not wait, hold on, not really. But I didn't wait. Is that really the true story with the
Yeah, that's the true
Devil's
story.
Basement?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it burned down. I literally thought the house burned down just because of how many times California sets on fire, and I just thought it naturally
No.
burned down just because of forest fire or some shit.
No. Space. I'm
That's
gonna
fucked.
send in just the two of us chat, the actual name of the place. Or the place I'm talking about. I don't know about this devil's basement thing. But like, yeah.
Uh-huh. How's my audio?
Yeah, it's honestly horrifying.
Oh
And
man.
Let's
Go
see.
on.
No, yeah, okay, but oh, I
I
don't
don't.
even. No, I don't know where that is. That's not
you don't know
that.
what that is?
No, that's not where
Oh,
that.
that's not okay. I thought we were talking about the same. But no, that's actually like a Corona thing.
Uh, yeah, but
Well, I'm not gonna get specific to where I live. We don't have any really haunted things, surprisingly. Well, back in the 1910s, you ever heard of what the fuck was his name? John Mulholland. Yeah, you know the Mulholland Expressway on the or whatever, wherever like you're taking the highway to L.A. It's named after this guy, right? He was in charge of the waterworks in L.A. The feeding of the water into L.A. A modern miracle. Anyway, he got I don't want to speak on my ass, but I'm gonna summarize it, and the viewers can criticize me later. But 1910s, he makes this dam, right? But it wasn't the ideal dam. It's like sometime in the 1910s it collapses, right? And it floods, kills a bunch of people, right? That's like the only haunted sort of thing. No, but it's mostly like just ecological disasters. The Simi Valley, for example, and the hills nestled in the Simi Valley, there's it's the Santa Susana Field Laboratory. The Santa Susana Field Laboratory, they just did a line of coke and threw shit to the wall, right? In the 1950s, they had an open air nuclear reactor, right? They had this burn pit. They had this burn pit where they just chuck whatever chemical shit they were working on. They just chuck it in there and burn it. An anecdote is a worker who was manning one of the burn pits came home, wasn't washed up. He came home and he kissed his wife on the cheek, and her cheek started the wife was like, my cheek started burning, right? So a bunch of toxic shit's going on. Anyway, it's prime real. They close it down sometime in the 80s or whatever, like when the Cold War is dwindling down. Anyway, where that whole area is prime real estate, good views, whatever. Raised my kid here. until like it was the early 2000s or late 90s, the groundwater was like really contaminated, and I think like a 6-year-old got like leukemia and kicked it. It was really unfortunate.
Oh fuck.
There used to be there's a munitions factory. There's a munitions factory where I used to live, and they had it was running in the Cold War, and then the closed it down. It's just a small chunk of it left, but it's funny because it really fucked up the groundwater, like really fucked up the groundwater. So for like the last 50, 60, a while, the Corps of Engineers, Army Corps of Engineers has had to filter it out, and they don't even know if it's safe yet. They've just been like running the filter, so they're gonna check like again, and if it's just not safe, because like it's primary, like the realtors are like have their fucking dicks hard for this piece of land, right? But they can't use it. It's just this whole empty chunk of land, just like next to like another chunk of suburbia. It's like, well, why haven't they developed this? Another thing, if you're in LA and you're interested in abandoned sites, I heard this from my history teacher. The Nike missile sites. The Nike missiles were anti-air missile positions that were formed or as these positions that were meant to form a ring around LA, a ring around of air defenses. It's like about pre-ICBM, I think, or right. This is like when like the 50s, when like bombers would have like come over the hills and dropped the nuke. So these are these really primitive. They're primitive early iterations of anti-air missiles, but they're like they took everything out, of course. Like you can't, but you can still find like the pads and stuff, the concrete pads and all the buildings, like specific hills in the LA area. But Nike missiles. Really, the Cold War has just had a lot of interesting stuff, but like civil defense, for example, civil defense used to be a big thing. Have you ever heard of the Civil Air Patrol?
Mm-mm.
Like that's the only like really remnant thing of civil defense, right? There used to be like civil brigades for like firefighting, communications and stuff, like during the Cold War. But I don't think really like you ever hear like those abandoned bunkers people just find, like the weird bunkers that are like under DC. This is just this is a remnant of the Cold War. You have
like abandoned bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just have abandoned bullshit like that. But like, I think it's really interesting, like to point like the difference in philosophy that we had that America had compared to like the Soviets at the time. Like like those cheap Russian gas masks, the GP5s.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see like a shit ton of those all over. You'll see a shit ton of those all pop all over Europe because I think like Eastern Europe or the Soviets at the time sort of had like a like worst case scenario, but as a consequence of like World War II, for example, like America was relatively insulated, so I don't think they had like before like ICBMs, but like America really isn't or will be sort of like land invaded due to our like geographic positions. Like this was like a major advantage we had like at the end of World War II because Europe was just fucked. Europe was completely destroyed, but we were well insulated. Like the major attack that we really received was Pearl Harbor and a couple of like stray bombings or submarine attacks from the Japanese. But other than that, we were fine. Our industry already coming out of World War II, like pumped up from all the wartime manufacturing we were doing, was just But yeah, a lot of these countries had to build up their stuff from scratch, or like or just retool. And retooling is interesting. It's interesting and it's really difficult because a company will be making bicycles for like duration of its life, and then out of nowhere, the army comes in and sells them, and they have to make rifles. But you can't just
Wait, they could do that. They could
There's
just repurpose you.
That's what pretty much happened during World War II. Like a lot of companies, like you had companies that would like, oh my god, like a car, you had like car plants being repurposed into bomber factories, right? So like retooling was a very interesting problem, or like a very sort of interesting thing to deal with. I can't imagine that process would have been fun being a factory owner in post World War II America. Like you won the war and shit, but it's also like shit. I'm gonna make bicycles again, but my factory's set up to make bombs.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's just war, I guess, and that's just how it is when you're fucking in hot shit, especially when you're something like a big ass turning point like World War fucking two. You know what I mean?
What
Based
phobias
on
do you
what-
guys have?
Dude, I don't really know if I have phobia. I used to have like a pretty big fear of heights, but I've kind of conquered that. But other than that, I don't really know if I have any phobias. Like I have irrational fears. Like I have a really big irrational fear that when I like go to the beach, like I have a big ass irrational fear that I'm just gonna step in the sand and one of these days I'm just gonna step in like broken glass in the sand. That's just because I fucking don't trust people and I think people are fucking littering and shit anyway. So it's like,
Grace, have you checked the fan server?
no.
There's something in memes for you.
Why?
I didn't make it. I actually didn't make it this time. It was one of our fans. I mean, personally, I'm under the
This is some
belief of-
bullshit, okay? You know what? This is some bullshit because it doesn't matter if glass is made out of sand and technically I'm stepping on glass anyway. This is some bullshit because you know exactly what I mean, okay? I don't want to be talking about these little details and shit like, oh, well, technically, you know, no, fuck you.
Well,
fuck you.
actually, if you
if you
put the
ignore
lime and the
it down,
coconut,
it's
you mix
actually-
it all up.
Well,
Yeah.
in fact, beaches are actually kind of already made of glass. If you think about how the properties of silicone and but that's fucking. I have a really stupid phobia. Okay, bear with me. I know I rant a lot, but bear with me for this one, right?
Nah, I get you. Go for it.
Okay, for the last duration of my life, I've had nightmares. I have occasional nightmares where, like, let's say, like, I'm fucking walking in like a foggy, like, mist of a hill, and I see this abandoned, fucked up manor. Open the door, it's all dusty and scary and shit. Go upstairs, and I turn on the sink and it breaks. And that's the punchline. That's the fucking punchline. Like, I'm not getting chased down by like, there'll be scary noises playing, but like that's as the sink is breaking. Like, the whole fucking bit to the joke is that like I broke the sink. And this has happened to me for like the last 14 This has happened to me for like the last 14 years. Because I have a few core memories, but I think as a kid, I think I like broke a sink and it wouldn't turn off. And I think that made me really panicked, like really fucking panicked. But it's just so funny how it just influenced me to a point in which like I will still see it in my nightmares. Like the whole bit, like I remember I like went to a haunted bathhouse, right? Right. It was like there was a whole bunch. There's like a whole row of baths for like as far as the eye can see, and like the whole like it wasn't spooky because like the liminal is. It's because I turn on one of the baths. It's like, oh, it won't turn off. It won't turn off. Like I felt like genuine terror because because I broke the sink. Oh my god! But that's a whole psychological rant. You could go on like childhood formation and memories, but fuck, like what's something stupid that just stuck with you, for example?
Dude, I mean, what is something stupid that's stuck with me? Calvin, do you have anything? Let me think about this, bro.
Women scare me.
What?
No, I'm joking.
Don't you have like bitches?
What was the question? What was that?
What's something stupid that like scares you? I went on my whole spiel about like how
dementia. That shit
Demen-
scares me. I don't want it.
but I don't think dementia necessarily isn't a very like stupid fear. If you have like a family history of dementia, it's like, oh shit. Or
No. So like I went to an old folks home in 8th grade. That like messed me up, and then like a few months later, my older brother he broke his leg. Well, ace skating, but they didn't check it. They didn't like scan his brain, so he also had like a shitload of blood in his brain where it's not supposed to be. So like that was fun, and now I don't like hospitals.
you just reminded me. There's this girl I was hanging out with. We were talking. She went when she was a little kid. She went to a They did a field trip to an old folks home. And why they did that fucking beyond me, right? And she just hated old people. Like she was just like scared of them. I don't get like. I mean, I just don't see like how someone. I don't see how, like people could be scared. Like, I mean, at a young age, you're just afraid of very irrational shit, like the boogeyman in the closet, right? It's just a pile of clothes. But like, I think I don't know. I think I asked her the question like, what's something you were scared of, or like, what's something you hated? It's just, oh, I dislike old people.
I just dislike old people.
Old people smell. Old people smell. That's a real. Oh my god. You could. Oh my god. This is a separate rant, but I'm taking an intro psych class right now. It's really interesting stuff. Like grandma smell. Think it like what's grandma smell to you guys? Tell me what's something that smells like grandma to you. Go be
Sand.
specific. Like cigarette smell. Like what's grandma smell to you?
Sand.
I smell like very like
Grandpa
putrid, like
Dave smells like
like
cigars.
woody. I'd say like naturey. That's grandma smell to me.
Right, and the whole reason that's grandma smell is because early memories you form in your childhood, right? Very vivid things. The things you experience very like early on will have a lot of effects of that will on your development, and like you can very vividly recall things. Like I can't necessarily recall like my fifth birthday party, but like I can recall grandma smell, for example. Grandma smell to me is like soft, like cheap perfume, or like cookies baking. And the whole reason is because you form these core memories. Core memories are really interesting. Oh,
Alex, why are you being ableist to me? Okay, you know I can't smell.
oh shit, that's right. I forgot. Oh god, I had Oh my
I
god,
generally not.
that's my COVID.
Wait. You can't smell? I didn't even
Yeah,
know.
in seventh grade, I got really sick with the flu or whatever, and ever since then, I have like okay, I can smell very little, but it has to be like really pungent for me to actually smell it. If not, then I can't smell it. But I did trade it for the Calvino senses, as we like to call it in the PC culture days. It's like Spidey senses, but like knockoff. It's like China made it.
Sure, dude. Oh my god, I had COVID fucking scares me because people were losing their sense of taste and smell, and I love. I God, I I love fucking smelling. I love being able to like smell flowers and shit.
Just God, I love smelling. Fuck, I
I have
love
a,
smelling.
Fuck Calvin. Fucking.
I have
I'm
a
out
very
here like I can't smell. Alex is like, yeah, smelling.
it smells so good,
love
Calvin. Oh man, you ever smell a flower before and it smells flowery? Oh wait, you can't because you can't fucking smell, dude. I think my junior year before the pandemic,
So,
my
Space, how's your day?
Damn.
yeah, cut me off like that. Fuck me,
Damn.
fuck me, dude. But
Maybe I will.
the oh my god, but my dad was in China. This is in February of 2020, right? This is like when China's going through it hard, right? We were there to see a family friend in South China. They had to go through Hong Kong. They barely made it out. Like a week later, they closed down like everything, right? But my dad came back, and like the weekend of they're coming back. I get a small cold, so I showed it to my English class, and I was like, "Oh, hey guys, I have a small cold right now." In other news, my parents are back from China, and my English teacher like was fucking shitting herself. But like we think that I think like the current theory is that COVID came to America earlier than we like thought, because like in November of like 2019 or something like that, my dad got like a really weird cold and the doctors are just fucking stumped. They're like, "Oh shit, man, just drink chicken noodle soup," because they were just fucking baffled, absolutely baffled.
Fuck it, man.
No. I feel like you can convince me that I was like patient zero of COVID because like how bad it was, and that the fact that I still can't smell to this day.
Damn. Like nothing. Like, what do you mean that you can't smell? Like, what? Like, how bad?
So-
like, surely you can smell some things.
I can smell some things, but it has to be really bad. Like it has to be like very like strong, not bad. It has to be strong. It has to be very pungent for me to smell it, because my sense of smell is so weak. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like if I go to the dump, yeah, I can smell that it smells bad. It smells like poo poo. But
It smells like poo poo.
yes. Well, you see, we have a honestly, I'll do it right now. So we actually have our first promoter. My personal person I know. Josh Newton, he has decided to bless us, and that he's promoting us. So they're
Thank you so
sponsoring
much.
us. Yes. Thank you, Josh Newton. Go to Newton's Drones. He had a surf company for a while that I just rocked all of his merch. But I'd like to thank Josh Newton for sponsoring us. And yes, if you're in SoCal, if you're in the LA to San Diego area, and you need some drone work, you need some like aerial views, or if you're selling a house and you want to like get the aerial views for that, please check the Newton's Drone Company down in the description. Yes, there's no other sponsors today. There are
hell
only
yeah.
sponsors.
I
Josh,
love
love you,
fucking
man.
Newton Drone Works. Holy
I
shit,
love
that Newton
the
Drone Works. Makes
I
me
love
so
on
hard.
I love on NPR when they do like those fucking. Have you heard like the way those guys sound? They're like, well, we'd like to thank the owners and proprietors of Josh Newton Drone Works. If you're ever in the Southern California area and you need work done on a radio controlled drone, or if you are an RC hobbyist, please check them out at their website. I love that fucking voice they do. They sound like such assholes sometimes.
I would like
Let's
to
look.
say
Wait,
that we are
I want to
getting a
hear.
dollar
I
every
want to
time we
hear
do
this. I want to hear your best NPR voice. I want to hear your guys' best NPR voice.
Oh fuck no! I
Space, you
can't.
get to go first.
Fuck you! You talked this whole podcast. Bitch ass been
No.
playing the harmonica. Bitch ass
I've
been
been
like
playing the
dropping
harmonica,
bangers,
I've been
like
talking to
making a
Mark
whole
Lee.
ass. Dude, I swear to God, like half this time,
What?
Calvin was only like, I'm pretty sure he was like fucking recording shit, like a whole ass album with his harmonica.
What, the harmonica?
Yeah, he's telling me over here talking about bitches and shit, talking about how he doesn't talk to any women. Yeah, he's probably like texting like 3 or 4 different like bitches right now.
He is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude says how like, oh, I get no pussy, and then like goes home and drowns in it.
That is the worst kind of guy. That is the worst kind of guy. People, I think they're they're honestly self-aware. They're self-aware, and then they just go up to other dudes. It's like, oh, woe is me, when they're obviously getting, or they're obviously like getting it. It's like, dude,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Calvin.
that's what I'm
Let me tell
saying.
you guys what I use Tinder and like other dating apps for right now. I just promote Cleverful Podcast. I literally like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How's your day? And then I bring up the fact that I'm editing the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, me and my friend from
Just break women's hearts so you can fucking spread your podcast, dude.
yes.
Just be fucking women and like afterwards you're like, anyway.
You see, guys. I'm
Podcast, baby. It's called Clever Fools Podcast. It's a real niche, you know. It's really artsy.
It's revolutionary, baby. It really is, though. It really is.
Clever Fools Podcast is sponsored in part by Josh Droneworks.
Cleverful Podcast is really sponsored by fucking my
Viagra, dude. We're
Yeah.
sponsored by Viagra. You know, there's this philosophy I heard of. You know, it's you chew on expired Viagra, so you're always just at like half chub. You know, you're not like at DEFCON 1 or DEFCON 0, but you know, you get like, your troops are training, you feel me? You know, the bombers are fueled, but they're not gonna like take off. But, the bombers are fueled,
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Fuck me. What's a game you guys have put like an obscene amount of time into? I am ashamed to admit this, but I have put over 1,400 hours into Gary's Mod.
I don't know how long, but I only played League of Legends for 4 years in high school.
League player.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking make fun of me
really
for
have a league tattoo.
Yeah, I do have a League.
You have a League tattoo? Oh, dude.
Yep. That's how fucking into it I am. That's how much time I put on League of Legends. It's fucked up. I know. But I mean, that's what it's like. I didn't play any games. Like any games that came out in like the past 4 years, I never played. I just like watched playthroughs on it. And I watched like popular YouTubers and Twitch streamers play through it. But I never really played anything myself. It was just fucking League of Legends. Like, I don't know what else to say. I literally sold my soul to that fucking game.
What about you, Calvin? What's something you sold your proverbial soul to, or you just sold your fucking soul to?
I have not sold my soul yet. Technically, Dylan gave me his soul in 8th grade.
What the
I have the
fuck are you
paperwork at my
talking
dad's.
about? I have the paperwork. What the
I have
fuck
the
are you
paperwork.
on about?
I have.
What? What?
Sold my soul to the company store.
How long? Wait, how long have we been going for?
I think an hour.
Hold on,
Fuck
audio.
me.
Has it been an hour?
Has?
Has it been an hour, Calvin?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be Captain Time Tracker, dude?
Yeah. Are you captain? Don't you control time and space?
What,
you
what
fucking-
crap are you talking about when my audio was off? What crap were you guys talking about me? I will.
We were talking so
will
much
be-
shit about you, it's not even funny. Like, fuck, this Calvin guy. Oh my god, I'm just trying to go to sleep, and he's like texting me like what you doing, like with the pleading emoji, like the one with like the watery eyes. He's texting me that emoji, and he sometimes he texts me like head with the pleading emoji, and he has like the two fingers pointing towards each other. It fucking drives me up the wall, dude.
That's what I'm saying, dog. That's classic Calvin. Always asking for fucking man meat in him. Like this dude's just like slapping meat left and right. Bro gets more meat than a fucking Lunchables. Like I'm telling you, this guy
Oh fuck, god,
goes hard.
dude, this is my hot take. Lunchables are fucking great. The nacho cheese on the Lunchables was fucking disgusting. You cannot change my mind.
Ruined Lunchables for me.
What?
My ex-girlfriend, Destiny, ruined Lunchables for me, and I
How?
would like to not explain.
Oh,
Let's
fuck.
okay.
Fine,
What about
we had Lunchables, and now I can't.
I'm
what's your
really-
guys' favorite Lunchable? What's your guys' favorite Lunchable? The best, hands fucking down, best Lunchable was the fucking pizza one. No, not the shitty like little 3-stack ones. The big one, the deep dish you could fill with shit. Best fucking one, hands down. Can't change my fucking mind.
Those shits were good.
Oh
Those
my
shits
god.
were good.
The worst one was the fucking ham, cheese, and crackers because the ham was like fucking like that ham was like grade F circus fucking grade F meat fucking circus animals, dude. Like that did not look like meat. That looks like some Star Trek dystopian fucking pressed out of people shit. That
That's
looked
not
like
the kind of shit I get out of my little Tyke's kitchen. Like that's the kind of meat that I don't know.
did you guys ever like play like Halo 3?
Yeah.
Do you guys
That's
remember like the bits with the flood and shit? I feel like that's something that I feel like the meat that they took was like they just carve a chunk out of like that fucking like that flood ship from Halo 3. It's like right, fresh meat. Ugh.
I think
Fresh
I
meat.
would just commit unalivement if the flood was real. That's just
You have to destroy your brain. You have to destroy your brain. Remember Captain Keyes? He gets put on like a flood tentacle.
well. You see, I'm a blonde, so like I was just born without one.
True, dude. Captain, oh my god, what is your least favorite sort of meat? No, like not. Don't throw in a dick joke. I'll kill you. But like,
fucking nah, I would never. I love dick.
ham. Ham is the worst. Ham is so mid. I have never had like. I hate ham. Bologna. That's it.
Oh, no, fuck
Can't top
bologna.
that. Bologna's fucking terrible.
Bologna is bologna.
Calvin, what's your opinion?
Turkey. I don't like turkey.
Interesting.
Honestly, I don't really like chicken that much. That's
What the fuck is wrong
Ooh,
with you?
that's a
that's
hot
just like chicken nuggets or something like that. The reason why is because I
That's
got
not
food
chicken.
poisoning.
You don't like
Oh my
you
god,
don't like
I got
chicken.
food
dude, this is all
times
fucking
in my life that I'm like never again, willingly.
the worst food poisoning I ever had was about a year or two ago. I was at a Marriott, right? And for breakfast, I had they had like these packs of like hard boiled eggs, like out of the shell, but 2 per pack, right? And it was like sort of like they have like this mysterious like they're kind of wet, right? I ate 6 of them. I ate 6 of them. I love hard boiled eggs, but by lunchtime, like I'm like, oh no, I'm feeling something horrible. Like fuck, I get home and I'm like just feeling it. I'm like, oh god. You know how you can usually tolerate your own sometimes you can usually fuck you. Anyway, you can sometimes usually tolerate your own brand of gas, right? You can tolerate your own fucking brand of gas. No, I was gassing myself. It was horrible. My dad walked in on me the next morning. He's like, he walked in for like a solid second. He like had that look of like, oh my poor son, and then it changed into I shit you not. He said this like, oh my god, that came
Smoking
out
it?
of you, right? I was emptied out. It was the most emptied out I've ever been in my entire life. I saw pieces of like my fucking birthday cake from my 11th birthday party pop out of me. Like I was doing
Christ.
I was doing move out cleaning. Fuck. Salmonella is a bitch.
Bro was
What about you? If you're had food poisoning, it's horrible. It's
Oh yeah,
fucking
of course I
horrible.
have. Yeah, of course I
Oh
have.
my god.
Dude, I've had
I started praying. I was the first. It was the first time in my life I meaningfully prayed, dude. It was horrible.
actually just I've recently within the month, I'm pretty sure, like the start of September, I had a stomach flu that was so bad that I was literally like doing the motion of throwing up without throwing up. I couldn't, like, I was just giving myself muscle aches from doing the motion that I couldn't anymore. I just passed out. That's how bad it was, and I was throwing up so much that the stomach acid broke the lining and gave myself stomach ulcers for a little bit. It was fucked.
Oh, God, that's horrible. Fuck.
Exactly. It's like it was fucked. So
Space,
I
we
get
should
what
have
you mean, dude.
shared a ER room.
Fuck no, dude. I hated that place. Small ass little room. I hated being in there.
No space. We can
Oh
share a
my
bed.
god. So speaking of the ER room, on my left thumb. There's a noticeable scar. And it's around the cuticle, right, where the at the base of like where the fingernail starts. It goes from the top of my knuckle on my right side of my thumb. It goes from the top of the knuckle, makes a sort of diagonal onto like the end where it reaches the fingernail. And I have this scar because in third grade I was watching Princess Diaries 2 with Anne Hathaway, and there's a antagonist, and I fucking hated him. I really hated this fucking guy. I don't know why. This is the most stupid fucking injury anyone could get. I took a whole orange, right, and I pretended it was this guy, and I took a big knife out of the fucking thing, right. I took a big knife out of the wooden block. And I fucking like, for your crimes against the princess, you must be sentenced to death, right? And I started whacking it. 1, 2, third whack, lands in my thumb. And then for a solid like second, I'm like,
What the
uh-oh, pull it out. I'm like, oh shit, I start crying. And when I go up to the ER, my mom's lecturing me the entire way, like, we're going to the ER because you just couldn't, blah, blah, blah. And I had like this thing around my thumb for a while. Oh my god, I should have said. My teacher approached me afterwards because I had this big fucking like thing on. I had this like compress. I had like this gauze and I had this metal compress thing like on my thumb. I couldn't use it, right? I should have said I was fucking left-handed. Would have gotten me out of so much shit. But no, that is the most. I don't think anyone could beat that for the most stupid fucking injury you can get. Because I hated the antagonist of Princess Diaries 2 so much, I injured my thumb. There's just a noticeable scar, and I think it's kind of like, I think it might have affected the nail bed, but who knows? But yeah,
bro, I ain't topping that.
me, this dude is fucking. Oh my god!
Yeah, be like, yeah, bro, you got me stumped. Fuck that. I
Fucking
can't.
god!
I've
I
not,
have.
I've not gotten a lot of injuries. Like I like to say that I'm pretty lucky. Like I do a lot of dumb shit.
You ever
Like,
broken a bone before?
Nope.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay. I don't think I broke a bone because fucking I didn't like milk as a kid, but like the what? There was just so much fucking like. You ever like heard the term of like oh, I don't forget the term is, but like there's like this shit ton of like minerals and shit in the water. Like like when it leaves like that like chalky residue that's hard like that you can't fucking scrape off like on the sink.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's like that. That's the fucking cut. Like I was drinking sprinkler and hose water, like the extra minerally shit. That shit hit different.
That shit, yeah, that shit.
That made my bones just fucking work overtime, dude.
Jump started your immune system too. It's fucking insane. But anyway, Calvin, we've been going for a bit, haven't we? I think it's time we wrap it.
No. You see, we agreed to the 2-hour episode space.
We're doing a 2-hour today?
Yes.
Holy shit, okay.
We're building up to it.
Oh,
We gotta build up that 24-hour. I'm joking about the 24-hour episode, but like, yeah.
That would be horrible. Fuck me.
You see, Space is a masochist, and he likes pain.
I
This is
stayed
the
up for
only
3
thing
days
that makes.
once. It was
I
horrible.
stayed up for a week.
Oh my god. I started hearing voices. Now, like, geez, it was really interesting. Like, we've gone over this in psych a little, but like, oh my god, fuck, like, oh my god, my junior year, I was catching up on a shit ton of work at the end of the semester. I stayed up for like 3 days. It was so horrible. Oh my god, I I slept for like 2 days. Slept for just fucking 2 days. I woke up. I went to bed like Thursday night, and I woke up fucking like Saturday morning. I'm like,
Not to
worst
one up
fucking
you
experience.
here.
Do not pull all nighters.
Not to one up you. Here, you see, I stayed up for a fucking week once because I had so much homework I needed to do senior year because I didn't do shit senior year. You know how many times I didn't start wearing pants to school until we were back in person. And even then, really did not want to do that. I know Dylan knew the pain of it. I was like, I don't want to wear pants. I don't want to wear pants right now, Dylan. I would say that 24/7 in history and motion pictures.
Yeah, you're
But
weird for that. You're weird for that.
no, I like whispered in his ear, like, Dylan, I don't want to wear pants right now. It sucks. I don't want to wear pants. And then the teacher would be like, what the fuck is wrong with Calvin? Yeah, he did not like me. But anyways, I had so much like homework I didn't do that like I was almost about to fail a class. Like actual like fail. And you see, I stayed up for a week, and after day 3, I started seeing like dead family members. I don't believe in ghosts, by the way.
You know what? I believe in ghosts.
I think it's just fun to believe in ghosts. Oh my god, I think I saw something weird the other day. I was fucking Oh my god, I was at this lake the other day. It was like really late, and I just saw like this fucking shapeless thing just fly over. Must have been like my peripherals or some shit, but it didn't look like anything. It just like was just kind of shapeless. I was like, fuck me, I'm out. I'm like, oh, that's my cue to leave. What's the most what's like the spookiest shit you guys ever lived through? Just not like fucking doesn't be like fucking scary. When I was younger, oh my god, I lived in this big fucking house, but it was in the sticks, right? It was like in the fucking middle, and it was a fucking nestled in the hills, right? Fucking almost off of fucking like civilization, pretty much. But like rack fucking squirrels would like to come in winter, and like you'd be trying to go to bed at night, you hear like fucking scratching in the ceiling. Or one time I was sleeping in the living room for some reason, and I was hearing like this like screeching noise. I'm like, oh great! I told my dad. Fucking, he looks around the house. It was just the fucking fan making the noise. Like, what's something what's something that spooked you? Like, what's something spoopy?
Seeing my
Um,
dead uncle noose around his neck when I was hallucinating after day 3. That was fun.
what the fuck, Calvin? This is what? Why did you stay up for a week?
I had homework to do, okay?
Clearly,
You see, when I
this
was
is
head
too
over
much.
heels for this chick, you know who I'm talking about, I kind of like slacked off a little too much. Like there's the normal Calvin slack, and then I fucking slacked off. Why is it so quiet?
Why so quiet? What the fuck? What the
Like,
fuck?
what
Jesus Christ! That cannot happen.
I was
On this
expecting
shit.
one of you to be like, "What the fuck, Calvin?"
I
We're
expect
like,
at this point.
we were just absolutely bumfandled,
Yeah,
absolutely befumbled, bro.
yeah. Like, I mean, I expect it. Fuck it.
y'all
Like,
Man,
were.
I have this. Calvin gave me like a notebook of shit to keep me preoccupied while I'm talking. It just looks fucking schizo as fuck.
Are you looking at all my drawings? What the
No, I just have a sheet full of mine that I'm working on.
Okay. I thought you were looking at my stuff. And you're like, "Holy crap, Calvin!" Actually, 1 hour 14 minutes. and then we'll put edit. Alex?
Yep, you got it, boss.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I will still adore you with your hands around my neck.
I need my dick sucked by Calvin in an audacious manner.
Alex, how does it feel to still be a virgin and you're the oldest person on the call?
How does it feel to fucking constantly bang your head on everything, you fucking giant fucking King Kong piece of shit, fucking
Why do you think I
pedophile
constantly
stash?
wear a helmet?
God, you have a pet. Fucking fuck you. Fuck you. Also, I'm not gonna determine my worth whether I've had my dick stuck in something, dude. There's much more better things to determine your worth by. Like
Yeah.
how much Bitcoin. I'm a firm believer in crypto. I'm not. Okay.
Alex, you are a socialist.
I am actually socialism is basically, guys. Basically, socialism is when the government does stuff, right? The more stuff it does, the more socialist it gets. And when the government does a whole bunch of stuff, that's communism, right? That's my viewpoint. But oh god,
All right, we're gonna keep that in. I was about to mute you because I know for a fact you were about to go on a rant for 2 hours again.
socialism. No, that's from paraphrase from the famous Dr. Wolf. Socialism is when the government does stuff. I fucking love that rant. It just seems so fucking unhinged.
Space, why haven't you been streaming lately? The people want to know. Where the fuck has Space
I'm
Decay
not gonna get
been?
into that. That's
You're
a
not
lot. No,
about to?
No, I'm not gonna fucking talk about that. No, it's just a bunch of like personal drama, really. I guess I gotta mediate some shit. I mean, the surface level of it all is that, like, when you get into like friend groups as old as they are and shit, uh, people like there's as much history there is between people. It's easy to cause friction, and people know how to get in under each other's skins. And just knowing how my friends are in general, they're just petty. So it's like, when people get under each other's skins, and you kind of have to I kind of have to just mediate that shit. And it's kind of it's ass, but I guess that's what it means to kind of be in the position I am as at least my part of the group. Kind of got to mediate and do that kind of shit. And it takes a toll because I feel like it is serious. Like again, it's very surface level. I'm not gonna talk about anything really, or even leak any like little bits of details. But it's like it's not just like I'm not talking like drama as in like, oh, this person likes this person and he or some shit. Like this is like some serious shit that one of my peeps got into, and it's like, well, like we really got to mediate this shit and really got to like buckle down. So obviously I decided like if I'm gonna be out and most of the time, like most of my days are just out with different people and talking and like covering different stories and getting shit, like I would want to dedicate my time to that, and I think I owed that to that group if I was gonna be in that position. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But like I was telling you earlier, dude, it doesn't mean like just because my consistency was stunted doesn't mean it's like I'm any less motivated. It's like I'm still trying to get down the 2 hours a day, even though it takes a while. It's got a lot of shit to
Shit just fucking
out. What's up?
shit just fucking happens, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like it doesn't discourage me though. It just kind of you just deal with it and then you get back on track. Nothing, not too big of me. I'm not really worried about it.
I mean, Space, where do you see Space Decay in 5 years, Dylan?
Like, I don't like where. I don't know, dude. It's hard to like visualize Space Decay as a business. I can like I don't like I know you want I know like we're trying to take it to next level shit, but it's just very it's hard for me to like I don't know what it is. It's hard for me to make big bolder moves without feeling like scummy for it. And so I kind of just have to do it and like just suck up the feeling because I'm not being scummy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think growth is scary to me.
I think it's not growth. It's responsibility. Not saying that you run away from responsibility, but like the true responsibility of like having a big community, you know? Because you want to be everywhere, but you can't be everywhere. You can't be like you can't give your friends all the time, your IRL friends all the time while talking to your online friends and then talking and making sure your community is good, you know? You're going to be stretched out thin. So I think that's something that you're not like either you've thought about a few times or yeah.
Oh yeah, it is a good thing to keep reminded of and afloat to think about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
That's just memory is just so fucking interesting to me, just fucking weird. Like I can remember memories and like pretty vividly, but those were like present, like you were in the present moment, and that's just fucking befuddling to me, you know? Oh my god. In psych right now, we're going over parts of the brain. We went over anyway, the top of your brain in the front roughly is your cortex, right? And that front part is, take a guess, the prefrontal cortex, right? Anyway, right? The I think you guys have probably heard of this guy. This guy in the 1800s, during the construction of the Intercontinental Railroad, he's tamping down some explosive. It lights, and this tamping rod, this fucking basically this like probably like inch and a half wide rod that's like fucking about 6 feet long, fucking shoots up through the sky, goes through his skull and takes a chunk of his prefrontal cortex with him. Right in that, and what I've learned so far, you know, there if there's more well-informed people in the audience, correct me. The prefrontal cortex is pretty much where you as a person, like all your feelings and all your thoughts and all that, like you as a person, that's where you live, right? And like a chunk of that got knocked out. So this guy was actually pretty amiable. You know, you could have a beer with him. He's a pretty, happy-go-lucky guy. But after the accident, right, he'd swear a lot, which is something he never did. He was irrational behaviors. He did things that like at the expense of others, even if he knew it was a wrong thing, right? Or I think he would like do things that are pleasurable, even in like if it would land him in consequence, stuff like that. So that's, you know, the brain is fucking amazing. The social sciences, like in general, are really interesting. Like it's fucking my favorite phrase from psychology is, you're trying to analyze very squishy things, right? You're like, how do you put a metric on like love, right? How do you put a metric on like hatred or anger? You know, it's really that's like putting a metric on, like trying to get a hard metric out of squishy stuff is hard and really interesting though. That's like my whole rant.
Calvin, you still there?
Yeah, I am. I am. I just yeah, I got a notification. I was like, "What? What's happening? Eh?
Am
Is
I
it him?
dead?
Am I dead again?" Dylan, you remember when my those memes where like people post when like a celebrity dies?
Yeah.
You remember the version that someone made of me, but I'm going to hell?
No, but
You don't remember this?
no. Give me some context.
I thought October 2020.
Why though? Why are you dead?
I reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you via the Instagrams. You can check that whenever you're free because I know you're driving. I know you're acting like it's Tokyo Drift right now when you're Audi. You're like, "Rrr, I wonder if you know, you know?"
I mean, we chilling. It's just traffic. I'm getting off already.
Oh,
What
nice.
what's your guys' take on that whole automatic versus manual debate? Here's my take.
Your turn.
Here's my fucking take. Yeah, having a clutch and shit gives you more control of the car, blah 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 blah. But like, I'm an average, normal, everyday guy. I'm just trying to get from point A to B. So I would just
Day-to-day
want,
automatic.
yeah, right, right. So like fuck, like my I say this a lot. Like my parents, my grandparents, and everyone else in my fucking family. Like, my grandparents were born in the fucking 30s and shit. And like, oh, as soon as I reasonably could, I switched to an automatic because manuals fucking suck. My mom, she used to live in a hilly sort of area, not San Diego, but if you're trying to park on an incline or a slope, it's fucking impossible with a manual. You're just fucking jerking it off in traffic. Like, if you're an average normal fucking guy, and I think God, I know in other countries, I mean, it is handy to be trained on manual because it is used more in other countries. But like, if you're just gonna stay in the U.S., you know, well, what's your guys' take?
Dude, I drive an automatic, so I kind of like. I mean, I'm kind of just. I don't really have like any take on it. I'm just good. I feel like there's no point. Like, I get if you want to have more of the manual kind of shit, just because of the I guess the nostalgia within, like just the more classic design. Like, I get it, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I just feel like if you're evolving, you might as well go for the more evolved car and shit. Like, that's my goals. I'm trying to get like one of the more futuristic cars and shit. Like, I know like Tesla gets some flack on it, but come on, like it's a fucking Tesla. Like, that shit advanced as fuck. Like, I'm trying to get my hands like the newest shit. Like, I don't really have like the nostalgia pull to it.
So, Alex, to answer your question, I'm going to use both my parents as I'm going to use all three of my parents as an example. My mom, my biological mother, referred to as mom, she drives a manual. She loves manual, and that's her preferred method of driving. She's like, yeah, manual for days. Even though, like, when growing up, before she got her car that she has now, it was an automatic. But now she's like, yeah, manual's the best. After driving manual for like 10 years straight, like no real stop with the manual. That's what she's used to. And yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like iffy, but it it's good for a few things, like uh like if you need more control of your vehicle, for some stuff. But yeah, uh, my dad, he's like, automatic is fun, automatic is all right, you know. But like, there's some cars that are just better manual though. Just like if you have like if you have a sports car like the Supra, the sorry, someone messaged me. I was like, what? But like the Supras and stuff, everyone was complaining, oh, it's automatic. Now it comes in manual. It's like, oh my God. Just like or not supercars, but like sports cars like that. It's just super fun. But those aren't your daily drivers. Those aren't the ones you're gonna drive on the daily. No, those are the weekend cars. Those are the date nights. Like, hey baby, you wanna go on a date with me? You wanna go to
My
TGI
midlife crisis
Fridays?
mobile.
Not the midnight. Okay, I'm not midlife crisis. I want one. What are you saying, Alex? You
I'm
saying I'm
saying,
old?
yeah, I'm saying you're old and you're going through a midlife crisis mobile. Dude, my fucking dad died. I think my dad fucking died inside once because we were talking about like future cars. And I'm like, oh, I'd want something economical, maybe a Prius or a hybrid. And I think like my
I like
brother, like,
Prius.
my brother's like, put like, oh, I think dad just died inside. I'm just a very like, oh my God, my favorite cars are like those blocky pieces of shit from like the 80s and like from the 70s to the early 90s, like fucking Ladas and shit, and like fucking like those blocky like fucking. I love blocky cars. I love blocky, ugly fucking 80s economical cars. Those are just so sexy to me, dude.
Oh my fucking god, I'm almost home. Let's go. Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
like
was
just
about to
completely
take off
disregard
that
what you
pants,
said.
Yeah. And I'd like to use my dad's wife as an example now. She loves new cars, and there's nothing wrong with that, if you can afford it, nothing wrong with that. And it has to make sense too before it's like, oh, we're going to spend thousands. But yeah, like her last two cars are Tesla. She recently got the Model Y, and like she loves it. It's like the futuristic tech. That's what she likes. So it's like there's different types of drivers. There's me who's like my father, In a lot of aspects, I am like my father. I'm basically the closest thing to a junior he has, a carbon copy that he has. And I would, like, my daily driver would be probably a hatchback, an automatic hatchback, because that can get your day to day stuff done. But like the fun car, the hey baby, let's go on a date. That would be like a 86, a Toyota 86 manual. Reason why? Because it looks slick. It's cool. It's like Quentin Tarantino in his interview. This chick is like, "Hey, why do you use so much blood and violence?" He's like, "Because it's fun. Why not? If it's enjoyable and it's not messing with anyone's life, why even care? That's my views on like a lot of things. You know, you guys get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Uh,
Quentin
so Space,
Tarantino. That guy has a fucking. Oh my god. That
that is my
guy
favorite.
he has a fucking foot fetish. No, we
Oh yeah,
can't.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love fucking going back to that. You're like, okay, you know that Freud meme where he's like, everyone wants to fuck their mom.
No.
Okay, but
I
okay.
know there's a
Oh my
study
god,
about
my psych teacher, my psych professor rambles about him. But psych. With Freud, he dealt with psychoanalysis. That is like the unconscious part of the skull, like the unconscious part of the psyche. Why do we desire the things that we do? Blah blah blah. So like psychoanalysis, like bringing out patient, like trying to bring out unconscious desires of a patient, right? Um. Anyway. Uh, I love he's like he dealt with like sort of like the darker parts of the mind, like like fucking like desires, angers, blah blah blah. Anyway, like there's a theory he came up with, like that everyone unsubconsciously wants to fuck their mom and have to reconcile it with at some point in their development. Like as everyone is like sexually attracted to their mom. And how did that theory even gain traction? Like who the fuck was just like, oh yeah, I agree. Anyway, but like there's this in the 50s, I believe. There's a bunch of psychologists like came up with the theory of humanism. You ever seen those memes with like the indomitable human spirit? You know, yeah, that's literally humanism. It's used a lot in therapy. Helping a subject achieve the best version of themselves, right? And basically, like the positive psychology. Like there's more. We ought to give more credit to like humanity where it's due, and like bring out the best parts of a patient. Yeah, like that's my whole fucking spiel. Because of like weird shit, right? Fucking Tarantino with feet and Freud with his mom.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but on a real note, sorry, I don't mean to like just stray from your points and shit, but when you're like calling out yourself and be like, oh, that's my rant and shit, dude. But like for real, I just want to say like it helps, like your context and giving me this context and shit, dude. It helps. It helps me understand your point a little more. So I'm just saying, dude, like don't worry about your rants and shit, bro. But
the fucking it's just so funny because I talked to this about a friend, and there had been like a significant people that must have agreed with that point of like wanting to fuck your mom for it to like gain traction and like be widespread. Like he said this to like probably a large group of people, and I bet like there's a good amount of people who's like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. I have to reconcile with the fact that I want to fuck my mom. It's just, yeah,
You
who,
see,
there was a large amount of people in like from the fucking 1900s to the fucking 40s that just want to fuck their mom, I guess. Who knows?
I have mommy issues, so I think that's why I'm like, what? What? You guys are weird. I think that's where like my point of view is coming from. So maybe it's popular. Maybe Space is like, yeah, I want someone like my mom.
Hey,
Or
dummy,
Alex.
mommy, milkers,
I
mommy,
don't want
milk.
someone like my mom. What?
No, Space wants someone like his daddy. Me.
No,
Mommy,
I think
mommy.
I have a very specific type of women.
You like
Am I?
toxic women.
I love women that bite back. It's a
No,
problem.
no,
It's a real
no.
problem with me. I don't know why, but I really love women that put a fight back.
I love women who wear glasses.
Oh yeah, glasses. Glasses is a good touch.
Glasses, yeah, glasses.
What are you guys' views on Filipinos?
Love them.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
What do you? Yeah,
You guys are both Filipino.
I'm literally
Oh.
Filipino. Okay, yeah, you're
I'm,
Filipino.
That's
Dude?
why.
I'm only a quarter, but we have family back in the Philippines. Mabuhay. Oh, I'm butchering it. Yeah, fucking dude, I'm butchering that shit, dude. Sorry for our Filipino guests.
No, you're chill. I'm Filipino. I'm
What
chill.
part of what part of the country is your family from? My grandpa was from near Visayas, I think. He went to University of San Marcos. Yeah.
Oh my, let's go. Nah, dude, easy for me. The easiest for me to remember because they literally all came from Manila, like the most poppin', like fucking the poppin' part of the Philippines. So we're chilling from Manila.
It's popping over in Manila, dude.
Yeah, literally popping in Manila. Calvin.
What?
You
You guys are talking about the Philippines. I don't know shit about the Philippines, except that every Filipino I really talk to all believe in ghosts in some sort of way.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I
Yep.
feel like
Filipino food is so fucking. I feel like it's slept on because like, do you ever like hear like you never hear like anyone going out for like, oh, let's go out for like some lumpia or like let's go
I
out for some
disagree.
pancit. Like, you know what I mean?
no, yeah, dude,
Alex, I
fucking-
disagree because where I grew up, it was very popular.
Yeah, but like, how big was your Filipino population?
Very, very high.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, oh my god, like fucking. Oh god, Filipino food needs to fucking have like needs its like boba. You know what I mean? Like fuck,
Oh, yeah.
I want to eat more Filipino food, but there's no Filipino food by me, dude.
I mean,
Jollibee's okay. Jollibee is like crack. Okay, that shit's like crack cocaine. My friend came back from a birthday party. It literally must be my genes or some shit. But in my genes because he like gave me some like he gave me like a little like chunk of leftovers, and I'm like, oh fuck, I used to be a lawyer. Fucking tapping my vein and shit. God damn, that is
Jesus
good shit.
Christ. Fucking Jollibee is
Jollibee is so fucking. I love
it's addicting food.
the fucking empanadas there are so fucking addictive, dude. The yeah, Filipino food is so slept on. You ever like have a crispy pada?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Shit's too
magnificent. That shit with vinegar. Oh my
good.
god.
You know that I think also after eating all that shit, dude, it leaves you with like the fucking like best fucking like food coma. You just pass
Oh
the
my
fuck
god.
out.
My grandpa, he used to fucking fry whole fucking. He used to fucking roast whole pigs like the lechon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I've never had it before, but I want to try it.
It's fucking good, dude. Most of it's fucking busting.
Respectfully, Bustin.
Yeah, it's
Respect your
bussin'.
elders, like space.
I'm not that old, dog.
You're gray bush compared to me.
Why do I feel like that's on like the Warriors? Like, did you ever read? Oh my god. Those shitty books in elementary about the cats and they form societies?
Oh, I fucking remember that. I never read those books, but I know exactly what you're talking about because all those fucking girls read them.
The worst books were fucking the ones I read in middle school. If there's any S.C. Hinton fans in the audience, go fuck yourself. It was The Outsiders, and that was then, this was now. Shittiest books I've ever had the displeasure of reading in my entire life. She is a hack. Oh my god. That book was so bad.
And even when I did do what they told me to say, it wasn't enough to actually do anything. It's the fact that my career is constantly trying to be taken down because of the situation.
Space, what are you playing right now?
Why are you watching a dream video?
What the fuck, Space? Space is just.
Holy shit!
he's-
I fucking
yeah, what?
clicked on. Sorry, I was fucking going through my shit, my notifications. I opened up a fucking big ass stream. My bad. You heard
No
all that,
worries.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
I
bad.
started bitching. I thought for a second, like the music I have in the background, because I don't necessarily fall asleep to music. So sometimes when I'm trying to stay up, I just have music in the background, like right now, because this is 4 a.m. Thank you, Space. But yeah, like I just have it in the background. I thought for a second, like the music was weird. I was like, what? This is supposed to be. I don't give a about with Boy with Uke, not whatever you were playing.
Not literally. It was literally like I was checking my phone to see what percent my phone was at, and I was clearing through the notifications, and I clicked on it, and it opened up a stream, and I was like, "Fuck!" I am pulling into my driveway though, so let's go. Another
There's a-
trek home complete.
There's a dude just dancing to the elevator. This man clearly got
Head.
head. You can tell.
Oh fuck! I just missed it. Fuck! I almost saw it. God damn it!
What?
Oh my god! I literally walked to the door and he literally like stepped in as I fuck. Like I literally saw like his last thing I saw was his leg going in. R.I.P. You know, this is a weird desire of mine, but I always want to dress up as like one of the fucking like one of the English monarchy, like just wear the whole uniform and all the medals and shit. Like, oh yes,
What, just strut around?
yeah, just strut around, just fucking be like, yes, yes.
Just flexing in front of fucking everyone. Just walk around campus, flex the fuck out of all of it. Show your power. Start standing
Yeah.
up and make people literally physically be above people. Stand like on a bench or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm above
them know.
everyone for the most part. I'm in the 1% of height.
Yeah, let them know. Let them know.
I am, Prince.
Hey, next time I see you in person, I'm gonna pick you up. You know what Simba? You know how you did it to Simba? I'm gonna do that to you.
Please don't.
How's Simba, by the way?
He's good. He's just a little fat now. I'm getting a little chubby. He's getting his
Yeah, I
fucking...
mean, it's a pug. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, I still exercise him the same amount. If anything, a little more because I noticed he was getting a little fatter. But instead of exercising him more, I think I'm just realizing it's just his genetics. He's just a pug.
Yeah,
He's just gonna be
he's a
pudgy
pug.
like
He's
that.
gonna be, yeah. No,
I had to-
honestly,
Yeah, so it's like I'm not really changing up anything about how I've been taking care of him. I'm just accepting that this is just him.
yeah. How is my dog nephew?
I had a I have a cat name. I have a cat back home. I love the little bastard. He's 13 years old, and it's great when cats get old because when they're young and you try to fuck with them, they'll fight back. But he's just like I don't. Oh my god, he's getting old. You know, he's kind of like you ever like have an old pet. You know, they're kind of like they're kind of living, but they're kind of like just getting old. They don't want to die. They're not like they're not on the cusp of death, but like they're like kill me, right? That's where my cat's kind of at. Like he's not like dying or anything like that. But if you just like you bat his whiskers or you try to like you like poke him, he's just like that's like my favorite stage of my cat. He just like wants to cuddle all the time. He sleeps all the time. I just love old cats. They're like old pets are amazing. They're very low maintenance. They just want to be loved.
Yeah, he
they
loves
just
him
want their
mature,
last
close to
moments.
cat.
Just make their last moments good.
Don't make me think about my fucking cat's last name. I've had this bastard since fucking 4th grade. Don't make me sad. My poor baby. Dude, I'm so sad. He literally like crawled on my lap when I was packing for college. I'm like, dude.
Oh, that's fucking cute as fuck. Do you think your cat is aware of your love for your cat?
Hopefully, dude. I hope.
You think so?
I hope he's.
I feel like your cat knows bad.
My cat. Oh my god, he does this fucking thing. Oh my god, he does this fucking thing. We close our doors when we go to bed, and I fucking lock mine because I'm a very light sleeper, right? And I just like don't want to get fucked. I don't want to get fucked with it in the early morning, so I just lock my door, right?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker will just stand out me and my brothers were one of our doors is meow. He can do it for like hours. Like hours. It's fucking horrible. He's like, and we step out and I'm like, Monty, shut the fuck up. But either one of us will just capitulate and just let him into our room. But like we like having our door shut, so we'll just shut our door. But then he wakes up at 6. He wakes up at 6, like on the dot. 6 or 6:15. He's a fucking regimented motherfucker. And he'll start meowing to leave. It's like I was like, Monty, shut the fuck up. And I have to climb out of bed because I'm in a loft bed. So I'm climbing out of my rickety fucking loft bed, let his ass out. Oh my god. So I just got used to leaving my door cracked, but I don't like having my door fucking. Ugh. I always want my cat would sleep with me because I'm in a loft bed, right? I have my cat tree next to my bed, but he doesn't climb in anymore. But it is so nice too because I would like have him get in and I tuck him in and I drag him over. Sometimes I use my cat as a pillow.
I mean, dude, valid. I think everyone needs that kind of fucking love from their cat, dude. If you could do that with your cat, that is the most adorable shit.
I love that
This is
little bastard.
Damn, genuine bonds being formed. You hear that shit,
Yeah.
Calvin? You see that shit?
We're trying to tell me, Space.
You know, fucking, you don't use me as a pillow. Fuck.
I will.
What?
Hobbs was racist.
I didn't hear anything, man.
Her word, he motherfucker censored himself. Dude said something so outlandish that he censored himself.
What an honorable man.
I know, Jesus Christ. What do you say to me, bro? What are you saying to us? You
You
chilling?
remember when we thought Hobbs the dog was racist?
Dog is racist.
Oh my god, my friend has a parakeet and it hates white people.
What?
It can no. Oh my god, yeah. If it senses like you're white, it will just be like it gives you like the dirty stare and it'll try to fucking claw you. But literally anyone else that's like not white, it'll be like, okay. But literally no, like it fucking hates white people, dude.
Bro's on a mission.
RA last year, Prince, who was black, was racist towards black people.
You don't need to give no examples are needed. I could
He
personally
somehow made the N-word seem. He used words that I now think are worse than the N-word now.
This is I have no idea what the fuck you're on about.
I know. I can personally attest. Oh my god, this fucking. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was not amazing. It was befuddling.
You guys give some context while I
confusing.
let me connect to the call on my computer now that I'm like walking into my house. Give me a second.
The man used to flirt with me when me and him were alone. He was like, "Calvin, you have beautiful eyes. Calvin, we should run away together."
Oh my god, he went up to me one time. Because I had a when my hair gets really long, it kind of curls up into an afro, right? He just went up to me one time in the lounge. He's like, "Alex, are you Jewish?" It's like, what? Like, oh no, man, you're kind of rocking a Jufro right now. It's like, okay.
I mean, he said you were rocking it, so you know.
That's a phrase I'd never thought I'd heard in my lifetime. Rocking a Jufro. Gotta love
Yeah,
them.
my dad does it all the time. What?
Man.
No. There's some words that aren't racist that I can't see or I can't hear and think that it's not racist anymore. We should get Nick right now and just say the words.
No, fuck me. Jesus, fuck, man.
What, you don't want your boyfriend on the stream or on the podcast right now?
No, don't tell the people about my very hot piece of. I love him so much, so dearly.
Fun fact, me and Space are actually dating.
Not so fun fact. I'm dating Space. It's a love triangle. It's not going well.
Hey, Space is mine.
Guy, I want his fucking. Dude, you should just steal Valor. Calvin.
I do it all the time. When I'm on base, yeah.
True, dude.
How do you think I got my Mac? You think I paid full price?
Dude, if you're a
dependent,
taxes? If you're a dependa, you can just fucking you can like just get the fucking good boy point, right? The good boy point fucking price, right? Also, yeah, that's how you get to the exchange. Fuck.
I'm not even logged in. There's so many things I should be doing so I can get Ashley on base, but like we don't. We've just been telling them I'm 15 for the last 3 years.
When you're obviously like fucking look like a bear.
That is racist.
Towards who?
That is homophobic towards me.
True, dude. Ugh. I am so out of it. It is fucking 4:30. Me.
I'm looking at another dorm building, on which I'm trying to not name right now.
The one in front of us.
No, it's the tall one.
Oh, the one with
Not the one with 6 floors, but the one across campus that's like super tall.
Is it the one with the purple window?
I don't think it's purple.
No. Do you see that purple light across campus?
Now I see it. Yeah,
Is it that one?
yeah,
What are you looking at it for? Just inspiration?
yes. Inspiration. I was prepared to kill a person today. All right, fine. I wasn't prepared to kill a person. I was prepared to like beat someone up by beating them up. I mean, like kick them in the shins until they're on the ground crying. Uh,
Why were you?
because my name tag. Someone stole my name tag, and that pissed me off.
Oh,
Like
I see.
after like working a long shift of playing the harmonica and Minesweeper, I was, came back and it was stolen. I was like, what the fuck? I don't like my property being stolen, and I was like, oh, I'm in a mad mood. And then a person who I shall call Marceline, the vampire queen, was like, oh, I got Oreos. So when we hang out later, I was like, oh, I am happy again.
Ugh, man.
What was the best part of today for you? By today, I mean like in the past, like 20 years.
Uh, best part. Sleep. Probably. Fuck.
So
Oh
like,
my god, me and my friend, we were in my dorm. He had a record player. We were playing Doobie Brothers. What for me?
I don't know why, but like, I've been like a lot happier since like my ex left me. I don't know. I don't know why. Like actually, like I was in a bad mood, and then like 2 weeks later, right before my interview for the job that I have now, like something just snapped, and then like all that negative emotions and stuff just fade away. And I've just been like, you know, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. I know. I
Mm,
feel like I've entered a state of nirvana.
I should become a Buddhist, man.
I don't know. I kind of like having materialistic items. Although I do have like the personality of like a monk, I feel like. I feel like the moment I can just like get away from like all materialistic items and all relationships, it's just, you know? You ever seen Legend of Korra?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be an airbender, and I'm like right at the state where like I could fly. There's just a few things I need to get rid of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't. I frankly don't.
You know? So the
Dude, if I was a bender in the bender universe, I'd be a piss bender. And I'd bend the piss out of my bladder and I'd make icicles with it and I'd stab people with it or some fucking shit.
that is a
Fuck.
waterbender.
Dude, earthbenders have it made. I think earthbending is the best one. Hands down. Build structures. If you get metal bending, you can just fucking make a suit of armor and shit. Like, what the fuck what's the firebender gonna do if I conjure up a fucking tank? What's a firebender gonna do if I just dig him into a hole and, like, snuff out the fucking oxygen and shit? What's an airbender gonna do if I fucking cover him, like, fucking stick him in quicksand? What's a waterbender gonna do when I fucking stick him in the fucking cave 4,000 feet below the earth? Like, earthbending is fucking OP, dude.
Yo.
Well, if you're a really strong like earthbender. Space, you're back?
Yeah.
What is the best bending in a like bending you can have in like like Avatar?
I bend backs. I make people
Space
backs
wouldn't be a
bend.
bender, I feel like.
I feel like you thirst trap on TikTok.
Keep this happy
What?
24/7.
Yeah,
You have the
bend.
voice. You have the voice. You have like the seeks out minors on Roblox voice chat. Like, hello,
Oh
girl.
my fucking god. Jesus
Hello, hello, baby girl. Daddy is home. Yeah.
Hey, baby girl.
Oh, you.
You like this? Is this what you like, Space?
Uh,
ASMR
hello,
Space.
baby.
What you like?
You're too much of like a father to like try to thirst trap Calvin. Like,
Hi. How about we play a little bit of Roblox Tycoon?
instead of instead of playing Roblox, do you want to play cock blocks?
Hey, yo, what up, guys?
They do it to a point on TikTok where they sound like the fucking Grudge. Like how's it go?
Yeah, what up, guys? Like, fucking, they just sound so dead.
I saw the TikTok where this guy was trying to do deep voices like, why do straight guys get so bloody pressed when a gay guy hits on them? I love that. Why
You know
do
what, though?
straight what?
I do get fucking like flack and like I get fucking roasted usually in the mornings because my voice actually does get to like that just in the mornings though, obviously when I just wake up and shit. My voice does get to like that fucking like annoyingly like TikTok like cringe level and people think I'm doing it like on purpose. It's just for like the first like 5 minutes of when I wake up. Like usually you like if you're not if it's only if you like talk to me like in the morning and shit like really like when I'm about to wake up, but like I have that like a voice in the morning and I fucking especially like with one of my roommates Cryo, he always gives me shit. He always says, hey, why you putting on the voice, man? It's just me. You trying to seduce me? Like, you motherfucker. Like, I can't help it.
Space
I
is
know.
just trying to seduce everyone.
I know if I get my throat all phlegmy, I sound like an old man. Fuck.
Look like an old man.
I dress like an old man. Fuck me.
You look like an old man and a baby had a child.
You look like
Young Gravy and Adele formed into one. I
you
know.
look like you make taffy, Calvin.
I like taffy. I take it as a compliment. Thank you.
You look like you work. You look like you work in an ice cream truck in a 1960s sitcom. Oh, Mr. Wilson, want to be a chocolate chip for you or Rocky Road?
Damn, he fucking got your ass.
Yeah, I actually did that in my past life.
In my past life, what did I do in my past life? Oh,
Bend back.
smoke opium, probably, dude.
Copium.
Copium, yeah, I'm coping, dude. You're coping, you're seething, you're malding, dude. Cope, seethe, mauled.
You guys ever tried boom boom sticks?
Fuck are those?
Boom boom stick.
Oh,
That's like what you call it, like your
You know that
cock.
stick I put up my nose and snort? I mean sniff? Alex?
Think you put up your nose and you snort. No, I have never seen you done that.
Wait, you never
So-
seen me use my boom boom stick, dog?
You ever? Is this Calvin's like way of saying he snorts pixie sticks or like some other substance?
You do like weird
No, Alex,
shit
come
like
here.
that, Cal?
Come look outside the study room I'm in.
Okay. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Calvin speaks. Time to do what Calvin wants me to do. What do you
All right,
guys
Alex,
do?
I'm gonna throw it to you so we don't get the boom effect.
What is a boom boom stick, Calvin? Explain.
It is it's an inhaler. So like if you have trouble breathing and stuff, it just opens up. It's very nice. Alex is looking at it. Don't put it up your nose. It's one person use.
Oh, fucking Calvin.
He's licking it.
Oh, what? Hey, you go, dog.
So you twist off the top, and you put it up your nose. You smell it, and then you do it to the other nostril, and it opens up your sinuses so you can breathe a little bit better.
Right? Fuck it. Calvin.
He's not even putting it in his nose. He's like, "Holy crap, this is strong." What was that? What was that?
Please tell me it's been 2 hours. I'm
$5.
fucking dying.
What was that?
I'm dying. I'm chugging
Dying of
water
what?
to stay awake. Has
You're
it been
chugging
2
water?
hours? Yeah, to stay awake.
Dude, it's a good go. Dude, I have music playing in the background. I can stay awake because I can't sleep to music anymore for whatever reason. Oh, did you hear the new? Did you see the song I sent you?
Yeah, I haven't listened to it though.
Oh, boy.
It's honestly a banger.
I'll listen to it and I'll let you know.
You listen to AJR, Calvin. Your music tastes are automatically validated, dude.
So, anyways,
No. We're not so anywaysing this shit, dude. Really, AJR?
see, Green Day is my favorite band because of rock operas. My Chemical Romance is like if you want to feel something. Young Gravy is if I want to just listen to someone who looks like me.
Baby No Money if you want to come.
Baby No Money and Young Gravy, whenever they have a song together, it's an instant hit in my book.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Honestly, so I wanna redo the Welcome to Chili's video. Just me and you though.
That's gonna be so fucking hard.
Can you wear like a? Can you wear a maid
No,
outfit?
there's like a few.
Dylan, I just
like,
know
video
you. I
ideas.
just.
Have you checked the?
Huh? Wait, what
Have
did
you
say,
checked
Alex?
the? Was that?
I asked if you could wear a maid outfit.
You want me to wear a maid outfit, huh?
Yes, I do.
No.
That's so fucked up. I did that on stream once.
Wait.
That's weird that you say that because I literally.
Are you the hot piece of ass that I saw wearing a maid outfit?
Oh fuck no! No way you showed him, Calvin.
No, I actually made that into my wallpaper for my phone.
What the fuck?
Dude, listen, man. I'm kind of rocking a stiffy right now. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
my god, a stiffy. Is it showing?
This man
through
is
your pants?
clearly an old soul.
Is it showing through your pants?
Are you hard? I have a question. Well, here it goes. Are you wet right now?
Wetter the better, am I right?
Are you gonna be showing me your pussy tonight, baby? Am I gonna be going home with you tonight?
No, I speak old because I picked up a lot of grammar from my fucking grandma. Like I say soda pop and shit. I say ope when I bump into people. Fucking A. I say fucking A.
You don't want to know what he says about black people when he's off stream. It's not recorded.
He's got that
He-
old soul.
Old soul, dude.
He's a very old soul. That's what we should say about Prince. You know, he's a very old soul.
Calvin.
Yes.
I heard that guy. I heard slurs I've never heard in my life before.
He makes a few everyday words seem racist that I can't say anymore.
It is what it is.
Yes.
I'm about to fucking pass out, Calvin. Please tell me we've hit the mark.
Dude, I want you to suck. Dude, Dylan, I want you to suck the chapstick off my lips, dude.
Please. Please. Please.
Oh my god.
Please.
Hey guys, this is the end of the episode. I would like to thank
He was talking about letting me suck that bottom lip, bro.
I'm the only person who's allowed to do this. I'm the only one. No, I'm joking. Or am I? You don't know.
Thank you.
But anyways,
to us, whether I be through car, whether I be through boat, whether I be through convenience store, or walking into my house. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Clever Fools podcast. Unmute Alex and let's let him say his last couple words before we decapitate him.
Well, it was great being on his podcast. I loved taking up 2 hours to essentially say nothing.
Oh yeah, we love wasting people's times.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking kill you guys. Well, fuck my ass.
All right.
what did I do wrong? All I did was just produce the greatest podcast to not exist. Remember, guys.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Ba- da- da-
Anyways, I'm
da- na- na- na-
episode.
da- da-